a big area. I'm not too familiar with Canada,
no.
But if you look out, I'm sure that people in that region will begin to notice it almost on a daily basis.
I'm sorry, what region?
I believe I've heard of many different regions in Canada.
Really?
I'm not familiar with the geography,
well,
but I would typically believe, because it's over Canada, we know in the U.S. it's over every city in every state. It's been reported. And this is speculation, but I believe that you find the same to be true in Canada.
Yeah, definitely. And that actually brings up another really interesting point, because it seems like chemtrail spraying seems to be directly connected to the NATO countries.
Well, absolutely. And my co-producer, whom many people know for his countless numbers of works with related issues, including the creature from Jekyll Island, he had stated that and yes, the spraying is over every NATO country. However, not limited to. We have other countries that report the spraying. However, my wife was just in Kenya for about a month, and before
Wow.
she left, I said, I guarantee you they're spraying Kenya. She said, they are not spraying Kenya. I guarantee it. So we had a little debate, and she went to Kenya for a month and came back and proved me wrong.
Oh,
That
wow.
nobody knows what you're talking about here. We've never seen a chemtrail over this region. So there are some regions that are not reporting them. However, I want to go back. Geoengineers are proposing this on a global level,
Yeah.
And they definitely want to do it on a global level. Probably don't have every country yet signed on to this. However, again, they want to do this over the entire world, and we should expect them to attempt to do this. It's very interesting. We spoke a little bit about the New World Order, world government agenda. Geoengineers are stating we have to create global governance
Yeah.
to govern these programs. Isn't it interesting? Anytime an issue comes up that is brought out to the public, the solution always seems to be this consolidation of power into one area. And,
Yeah.
and they're always calling for global governance. But, fortunately, people are waking up. They're seeing the deception in that. And it's been fantastic, because with this film and the many other issues that are coming up, people are finally, like you had mentioned earlier in the program, standing up, saying no to these programs. And it's very concerning to many of the people who call themselves the elite. Brzezinski even stated, he said, for the first time in 100 years, and this was about 6 months ago, our agenda is being threatened because the population of the world is starting to wake up to what we're doing.
Yeah. You know what? If the North American population wasn't so apathetic and sedated, I'm sure we would have seen a revolution a long time ago. What I want to mention too, the reason I mentioned I was asking about chemtrail spraying in Canada was because over the last couple of years I've been noticing in my own skies here in eastern Canada. I'm right on the coast, on the Atlantic coast east of Canada, and I noticed the color of the sky isn't the same blue it used to be. I've noticed clouds that aren't really in the shape of clouds, just kind of smeared across the sky. I've seen strange cloud formations. I said that chemtrails are directly related to certain NATO countries, but we can't forget that these aerosol sprays are taking place in the upper atmosphere, and when you're up in the atmosphere, you can blow in any direction you want, really. So I'm sure the entire globe is being affected one way or another, especially since the system's so integrated. I bet you $10 that there's something happening closer to my home than I know about.
I'm not touching that gamble because I don't want to owe you money. It's interesting because even here in Los Angeles, typically when we do not see the trails, what we do see is these aerosols coming in from over the ocean. So we know that, and if you look on Doppler radar is really easy to identify this because Doppler radar will pick up the aerosol spraying due to the reflectivity is severe storms. Of course, we know that there are not severe storms when they come in. So it's easily identified by radar, and it's obvious to many people who study this. They can actually see the trails out over the coast. Of course, it comes in and changes what here in L.A., we used to have a deep blue sky. I'm looking out the window right now. I'm looking at a very milky, silvery-looking sky, not the skies that we had just 7 or 8 years ago. And again, I want to remind people we've seen profound changes since this time. We're in a real, I guess, crisis would be the word for it. And but it's a very exciting time as well, because so many, like you had mentioned, so many people are waking up to this and finally starting to stand up for our rights and the future not only of us but our children. So it's a very exciting time in the movement as well.
Definitely. I call my program the Unified Field because everything is interrelated these days. It is a real consciousness renaissance that's taking place, and this is another integral part. How far are these expletives going to go to try and control everything and dominate every inch of our existence? How far will they go before there is a public at large that says enough's enough, and we'll grab the rug and pull them off their feet and start all over again? It's already beginning. There are a lot of grassroots movements. You're coming out and making movies. A lot of people in the exopolitical field are doing the same thing with Leslie Kane's new book on UFOs, and military generals and officials going on the record about all kinds of atrocities across the board, from war to extraterrestrials to chemtrails to everything. There's so much happening right now, and what I stopped in after I watched your movie. I went, I think it's stopgeoengineering.com or .org to sign a petition to stop this. What is the address to go do that, to petition this, and what else can we do as civilians to help stop this program that supposedly isn't even happening but is?
Well, I think there are many different petitions. We do not have one. However, I do have a blog where I have a lot of information, and also the film for sale. And I want to mention this: we have activists all around the world who have been actually copying DVDs and handing them out. So
great.
We encourage anybody who purchases a copy of the film to make copies, several copies, and hand them out for free in support of our vision. You can purchase a copy at my blog, which is www.truthmediaproductions.blogspot.com. And again, once you purchase it, we're encouraging you to make as many copies as possible. And the film's been very instrumental in waking people up and getting people activated in this. Or you could just go to my website, my sales website, which is www.stopspraying.us. So www.stopspraying.us. Get a copy of the film and then just start burning them, handing them out. I hand them out. All of my neighborhood is completely open and now aware of this issue. And I think the consciousness right now is the most important thing that we need to focus on. My estimate is now 85 to 90% of the population is completely unaware of these programs.
Yeah.
Many of the people, if they knew about it, would stand up with me and say no to this. And if that happens, they will not be able to spray us and continue these things. So I think awareness is very important. Again, go to my website, and we also have some ideas for activism, and there are literally thousands of things that can be done to address this.
That's great. So I guess it's safe to say I can buy a copy and start spreading the news this way.
Yeah, would love it.
That's great. I don't want to take up too much of your time. It's been almost, we're going on to 3/4 of an hour here. What's coming up for Michael Murphy out there in Los Angeles?
Well, that is to be seen. I'm going to go back to Hawaii and do some screenings. I've been traveling around the United States, and perhaps I'll get an opportunity to go outside of the world. If anybody wants to organize a screening, we have some information on another website, which is www.coalitionagainstgeoengineering.org, or just email me, say, hey, I want to organize a screening for this. We have promotional art and are really encouraging people to do public screening. It's been great, again, for waking up communities. So that's the future. I'm hoping to do another film. There are a lot of questions that have yet to be answered in relation to this issue. So I'm going to sit down, meditate, and see where we want to go with this, and hopefully start getting something going in a couple of months. But I'm going to focus on this issue, not taking my eyes off of this, and my goal is to get each and every person awakened to this and activated and motivated to stand up and say no to these damaging programs.
Yeah, sure. Being a truth activist like me, I guess it'll be no problem for me to mention Deborah Whitman, too, also has a documentary called Skylines. And, you people can check out that as well. And she was committed, let me see here, 51 times. She's been hospitalized on what she calls heavy spray days, and this includes anxiety, migraines, high blood pressure, things like that. We have to be aware of what's happening. Michael Murphy's a guy out there fighting the good fight. What in the World Are They Spraying is a documentary that you must see. It will and can affect your life and possibly the entire ecosystem. This is no small potatoes here. I guess I should say out here in Eastern Canada, no small meat and potatoes seems to be the classic diet.
That's correct. And I also have articles and other videos and clips related to the film on my blog. So check it out. Go there, truthmediaproductions.blogspot.com, and you can get informed and get activated. And that's my prayers, my greatest hope.
That's awesome. Get informed and get activated. Mr. Michael Murphy from Los Angeles, California. Thanks for joining Atlantic Canada's only paranormal/expanding consciousness radio broadcast, The Unified Field.
Thank you so much. And again, thank you more for covering this issue. God bless you.
Bless you too. I can't wait to see what you do in the future. We're all rooting for you.
Thanks. No, you have my back.
All right. Well, I'll do the same to see if we can help out ourselves. That's the key. Thanks a lot, Michael.
All right. Thank you.
You've been listening to The Unified Field. Be sure to tune in to the mothership CKDU for other fine programming. Check us out on iTunes, Blog Talk, YouTube, MySpace, Blueberry, and on Facebook. For questions, feedback, comments, show ideas, or anything else, contact us directly at unifiedfieldradio@gmail.com.